to do in the first instance is rub out your guidelines because they're going to get in the way of all your shading. And now you're ready to start to add some of the tone. Use a photograph from your iPhone or device if you have one. You're welcome to do that. Otherwise you're working from the mirror. You start by looking for the areas where there is dark tone. And to do that, you will use the side of the pencil, not the tip of the pencil, building up the grey tone by moving the pencil in many different directions. You want to avoid any lines showing, and as you move into deeper areas such as the eye socket, you'll need to increase the depth of tone by gradually working over and over the same part of the drawing. At some point you can go back into the detail and use the tip of the pencil this time to record important things such as the lines that you'll see around your iris, the pupil in the centre. That might be very black, but take care to leave a clear highlight to show that the eye is wet and reflective. You need to think about the shadow that the eyelid creates over the eye, but in fact a lot of the eye will also be in shadow because the cavity, the eye cavity, is actually fairly deep. You can run your finger over the surface of your face just as you are the pencil to remind yourself of how the face is undulating in order to show a curve over the surface and not a line. You want to lose the line that you might have had as part of your sketch. Look very, very closely at details such as the eye duct, the tear duct, and where the crease is. Fortunately for you guys, you have very few. I have a lot. The eyebrow itself is made up of many different hairs, so you will need to go back to using the tip of the pencil over the surface, drawing each individual hair if at all possible. The one area that there is a line is in the crease of the eye. At this point you can go back to using the point. You might need to move your paper around to make that easily accessible, and that line needs to be blended out as well using the same technique as I was showing you before, the edge of the pencil, to keep the shading soft. Now you are trying to show a full range of tone going from very, very light through to very dark, almost black. The eye socket gradually blends out to the brow. The area under the eye is also in shadow, depending on your light source. So look carefully how you're going to build up the rest of this surface. As you work around the face, you'll notice that I'm working so that the pencil is again working around the surface of the face, not across the face, not as though it's flat. I'm using my photograph to guide me to where the light and dark areas are. The cheekbone here, this is going to be a light area. This is going to be a light area just under the eye here, but then it's suddenly there's a dip under here and there's another quite dark tone. I'm working from one side of the face to the other. As I work across to the other side of the face, you will need to avoid smudging everything, and to do that I would use a piece of paper to cover over where I'd been so that I could keep that area as clean as possible. I don't want the whole image to end up looking grey. Round the nose area you will find again you've got an area of very dark tone which is a deep crease around the nostril, but don't make it a line. Make sure that you just soften the edges to show that this face does not have a cut in it. It actually is the skin fold. Stop at that point.